It's Sunday night, live from the Big Apple to La La Land and across the universe. It's the late Joey Reynolds Show. Big J Sorensen, who are Joey's guests tonight?
Thanks, Shotgun Tom Kelly in L.A. Joey's got award-winning actor, director, writer, and producer Tony Bianco, comedian, actor, and talent coordinator Eddie Brill, the new judge on TV's Hot Bench, Judge Michael Corriero, multi-award-winning host and entertainer Richard Skipper, the cannoli king in New York City from Cafe Palermo, baby John DeLutro, TV personality, jazz singer, performer Oleg Frish, and comedian, comedy writer, and author Jeffrey Gurian.
And now, here's Joey!
Swing, Joey, swing!
Burn, baby.
Joey Reynolds Show!
What a show!
On and radio, go, 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 go!
So Russ DeBella is our engineer tonight.
Yeah, very nice.
And you know what happened with him?
No, I can't
Well, he
begin.
ran into Frankie Valli, but he didn't know it because Frankie's very short, and he kept getting into Russ's business.
It's junk.
Yeah, well, it could have happened. You know what? Tonight is a strange night because it's President's Day.
Yeah.
But with Trump, every day is President's Day. Are you
Always.
kidding? That's
Yeah.
all they talk about
I
on
know.
the radio. You know,
Yeah.
I even brought it up here. I got down to where I was using the T word, remember? And I didn't want to ever use his name again.
No, you didn't.
And you know, I have to stay away from it. I
Yeah.
call my sister in Buffalo.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear it. Nobody wants to hear that name anymore.
Really?
Because it's all, well, yeah, that's all anybody does on the radio and television. These guys are putting the business in the toilet.
Yeah.
It's we're going to be doing the show from Flushing.
Exactly. Right.
No, it's amazing how we have become a culture of, you can kill that music anytime you want, Russ. It's amazing how we become a culture of garbage.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we sit here, and I didn't want to open the show with something negative, but I want to tell you that I have a Dell. And that's it. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. Oh, the computer, not her.
I was wondering.
No.
When did that happen?
She's not here. I just got the screen in front of me.
okay,
It says
right.
Dell. No, we're okay. You know, we're L.A. We're on delay.
Here we are.
Which is very Spanish. You know, on delay.
Yes,
But they got to have that. The big holiday now is coming up. Now that wall is going to be built. This, of course, is now February.
Right.
And we're having May weather.
Yeah, in
We're
New
having-
York.
Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable.
It is.
I left Florida thinking I was going to come to the refrigerator, and I had 3 coats on, and I got off the plane, and now I'm down to my T-shirt and my skivvies.
That's
you know?
it. That's it.
And I have there's nothing worse than getting on JetBlue
Yeah.
and having someone give you Cheez-Its.
Is that all you get?
Did I tell you that company, Nabisco ought to call it?
No.
Cheez-Its of Nazareth.
Very good.
Yeah, they ought to sell those
That'd
things.
be big. That'll
Yeah,
be huge.
Big product.
Huge. In the Bible Belt,
Yeah,
particularly.
yeah, that's going to do very well. Don't go there. No more politics.
Well,
I don't
you
want to hear
started it.
more.
All
I
right.
did start it. You're right. I'm wrong. You know, every show needs a warm-up and an audience. We have no audience here. We have, we have, hopefully someone's listening to this
Somebody
thing.
somewhere.
And there's a hockey game in
L.A.
L.A.
Yeah.
The Kings, you know. And I used
Yeah.
to be friends with Jerry Coreb, who was King Kong, they used to call him. Now Kong is being remade
So
as a movie, as you probably know.
So they're not hearing us live in L.A. right now. They'll hear
It's
us
on
later.
delay.
On delay.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
So and then they have on May 6th, they have that holiday. What is this?
Cinco de Mayo.
No, Cinco de Ratings. that's the one we celebrate around here on radio. Does anybody listen on radio anymore?
I think so.
You know, I'll tell you the difference between radio and television.
What?
All right.
What?
Me.
Well, you're
No,
on.
there's a difference of what's going on now. All the funding has been stopped for public radio and the arts in our society, and we're going to have to rely on something. I want to tell you. I want to let everybody in on a little secret because this is a station, the KABC, WABC, that features a lot of these shows where they are having. People like to hear how they're going to make money.
Right.
There's a lot of financial
True,
things.
yeah.
And I want everybody to know, just so you know, that one of the great investors in our world, you know who he is. Who's the biggest one? Who's the guy that comes? I ask you these things every
Well,
week. And I get
Gates.
caught.
I mean, Bill Gates.
No.
He invests.
Oh, who's the father of Bill Gates? The guy who invests with him all of the time. Come on, Jay.
I don't know.
Jeez, you don't know read the paper.
No, I don't read the paper
I know,
anymore.
I
I
don't
use
know.
my phone.
I read palms.
Right,
I'm down to
that's-
that. Do you remember when I had that guy in the air? I had a Japanese palm reader who did not speak English. That was the
That
worst
was
radio
big.
show I
That
ever had
must
in
have
my
been
life.
great ratings.
Only
grabber.
like that hand wrestler when we did that. Remember that night?
Well,
and the tap dancers
and
from Israel.
ventriloquist, too,
Yeah,
yes.
and the ventriloquist too. Yeah, with the dummy that I sat on his lap. It's unbelievable.
He had his hand up yours.
So who's the big investor? What's his name again? The guy that spends all his money.
Bob Buffett?
Thank you.
Thank you. Warren Buffett.
Yeah.
Jimmy Buffett's
Jimmy
cousin.
Buffett.
I
right.
don't know. I have
no
no
Warren
idea.
Buffett. Warren
Yeah,
Buffett. So
I
he
know.
put. I just want to give everybody a tip that he just bought 1 million shares of stock in my show.
Did he really?
Yeah. So now we know where to go. You guys, you think radio's dead? Well, you better just run to your stockbroker tomorrow. And if Trump is going to lie, I can lie.
Yeah, right. I was
Come
just
on.
gonna say that.
Mine's a better lie.
Yeah. Oh, man.
All right. Now the thing here is that we need a warm-up guy, and there's no
Yeah.
better guy in the world
Yeah.
than Eddie Brill.
Eddie Brill.
And
Wow.
Eddie Brill this show is lacking comedy. And there's only one guy that could do this, and he was behind the scenes for so many years, but I used to see him in front. I'd go to Caroline's Comedy Club, especially when it was on Broadway. I would sneak in the back and steal his jokes. So Eddie Brill, I actually didn't steal his jokes. I did do it with Jay Leno once. Do you remember that, Jay?
Yes, I do.
What happened?
Oh, God.
What did I do? I told Jay when
Yeah.
Jay came in. I said, I took your joke.
Yeah.
He got crazy with me.
I
Remember
know,
that?
yeah, I know.
He said, "What? You took my joke? Remember that?"
You took my joke.
He was nuts with me.
I know.
Eddie, I never took your jokes. Honest to God, I'm just. But I love him. Now Eddie Brill, we got to play a little music for him.
Yeah, we had it.
Paul Schaefer's making a little money right now.
Well, I hope so.
on just
He tried to
playing
steal my wife's album once, a Four Seasons album.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
well, that
right.
means he loved music so much.
Yeah.
Well, the Four Seasons, I mean, I would steal their records.
Yeah.
too.
Well,
Well, Paul grew up listening to me on the radio
Right.
when he was in Ontario. I was on KBE, and that's how the Darlene Love thing
Right.
started. Because I
right.
was getting the payola for Phil Spector.
didn't take payola.
Well, I tell everybody that it sounds better.
It's so great. Darlene Love, there's all those great documentaries that have come out with
Oh, man.
20 Feet from Stardom and Muscle Shoals and all that great stuff.
The
and
Wall of
Darlene-
Sound, the
the
Phil
Wrecking
Spector
Crew.
Stuff, the Wrecking
Now, what
Crew,
happened
yeah.
with you, Eddie? Why are we not seeing you on television all the time now?
I'm doing stand-up all over the world still. I'm on television a lot in Europe, which is great. I've been
Yeah.
working in Europe since the 80s. But I've been producing a lot of shows. I run the Great American Comedy Festival, which is we honored Johnny Carson. And this year's our 10th anniversary. And weirdly enough, it's the 25th year since Johnny stepped down.
Yeah.
So I've been doing that. We also do the Woodstock Comedy Festival. We raise money for anti-human trafficking. We do that every September.
Yeah.
And I have a podcast. I'm working on a book. The podcast is called The Break, and I interview all these, like Susie Essman, Mario Cantone. I interviewed Kevin Meaney before I passed, Stephen Wright, talking about their childhood and how they became comedians in their lives. So I'm very, very inundated. It's
Yeah,
really
and
wonderful.
you're usually very funny. Tonight you're just being real serious.
Oh,
We got-
really?
Well, he's
Okay.
getting the plugs in early.
I know.
I guess I am.
You know.
I know that I don't want Tony Bianco, Lo Bianco, to take all my plugs. It was so good to see him. I met him many years ago, and what an incredible man, and remembered me, and it's just it's
Wow.
a nice feeling. There's
Everybody
a great,
knows you.
There's
Come
a
on.
great group of people who are about to be doing the show. We were having so much fun, all of us reminiscing and being in the lobby together.
I think we should do that show instead of this one.
Yeah.
I'm convinced.
Thanks, Jay.
Yeah.
Now when Eddie has been with my favorite comedian of all time, and he lived with him for a while too. You know who it is? Now this one you don't know.
The favorite comedian of
Yeah.
all time.
Who didn't make
Wow.
Rolling Stone's top 50 comedians, which is shocking.
Robert Schimmel we're talking about.
Robert Schimmel.
Oh, yeah.
Now Robert Schimmel was friends with Eddie, and he used to come do my show until he couldn't be vulgar anymore,
Right.
and that was the end of it.
Right.
Well, same thing happened with what's her name? That,
Which one?
Oh yeah, Now, I've got another name fired here.
Lisa Lampanelli, maybe?
Yeah, Lisa.
Yeah.
Lisa started on us, and she said we are on AM. I can't swear. I said,
Yeah.
can't swear on FM either.
Well, after a certain hour, you might be able to.
I think so. But Schimmel was incredible to me as a young comedian. We saw each other. He offered me his apartment to live when I was in L.A. because Mitzi Shore, who ran the Comedy Store, was great to me. Put me up at the Errol Flynn house behind the Comedy Store. But I wanted a real apartment. He gave me the opportunity. And then he took me on the road with him. and then put in his contract that I had to open for him. So for years and years, I was under the tutelage of the master, and that's how I met Joey. Because Robert said, "You got to. I'm doing a radio show, and you got to be on it because this guy's great. We get along so well, and he has cheesecake."
Well, you know, I could the Robert Schimmel story. I can't tell on the air. My favorite routine that it became a routine. He never looked like he was doing a routine anyway.
Yeah.
He would have a glass of water on a stool and then go over there and say, "Oh, you know what?" He was so casual.
Yeah.
And I loved him. And he had he had a lot of problems in his life too with his daughter. I think it was
his son, Derek, and he had to go on the road because he had no insurance. He had to go on the road to make money to afford to keep his son healthy and in the hospital, and so he couldn't be with his son. I mean, it's a very tragic life. And then he got cancer, and he beat it, which was amazing. And then after he beat it, then he was in an accident, a car accident, and it was unfortunate that that was his, undoing.
And his mother had a love affair with somebody in Europe.
Yes.
During World War II.
Don't ask me about that name.
No,
She
she went back, and Spielberg wanted to do a movie about her. Isn't that right?
Yeah, and she had a book out, and his parents were my parents. His father recently just passed away. It was very, very sad. Yeah, but I'm so blessed because Robert was in my life, and I was, able to travel and become a better comedian because he was. We spend every day together, and we talk about material, and we talk about life and everything, and everything was richer and richer for it.
And the CNN, how come that top comedians there? Are you on that thing?
The CNN, I'm not sure.
They did a whole series of the.
Oh, right,
the
that
comedians.
comedy thing. Yeah, I was surprised that they didn't ask me for that. But it's about popularity more than it is about the history. I mean, there's a guy named Cliff Nestoroff who's really a big part of it, and he's an amazing guy, and he has one of the best books on comedy in the history. And so he's involved. But they're looking for people who are more recognized for the popularity, and for me, I'm more popular among comedians than I am probably.
No, I want to refute that because Eddie was the opening for David Letterman.
Oh yeah, for years.
For all those years.
Yeah.
And everybody's experienced you. I mean, anybody that ever saw that show saw you, and you're funny. And at Caroline's, I'd be in the back. Come on. Take a bow here.
Yeah, no, I'm incredible. I've never been happier than I am now. I mean, my career is just beautiful, but I'm also able to help a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like the Schimmel was able to help me, or John Mendoza, or Lily Tomlin, and people like that who went out of their way. I was blessed,
It's a different world now, too, for everything, everybody. I mean, we're all upside down. We have
yeah, that's right. Everyone's upside down. But what we have in common is art, and art always wins. And art is the one way to keep us from the politics has always been evil since the beginning of time. It's a big business, and it's creepy, and people forget that this is nothing new. This is just right now the tarpaulin is pulled off of the game. Everything's transparent and everyone's freaking out. But what are you going to do?
It's Les Mis.
Right.
I mean, all of it.
That's exactly
Let them
what
eat
it is.
cake. That's what,
yeah. And that was
Now, what are you talking about these days when you go out? What do you just
the
give us
truth?
a little
I
shot
talk
here.
about the truth.
Yeah.
Whether it's about advertising, why would Con Edison advertise? They're the only electric company. What could the commercial possibly be? If you're watching this commercial, you've got electricity. But it's about the truth, and it's about uncovering the truth, and why are we afraid of the truth, and why is there lying, and why has lying become normalized? And that's pretty much what I've been doing. And it really shakes the foundations of a lot of people to go, wow, we talk about, the Tooth Fairy and the Santa Claus and all this stuff. And we've lied to our children our whole lives. And then we lie, and lying is okay. And a white lie is all right. And that's the theme of what I'm doing. And it's really fun. And it's really great to be able to uncover that.
And you don't have to work every night anymore.
Yeah, but I do. I still work. I just came back. I flew in just today I did a festival in North Carolina, again, helping mentoring young comedians. And I also did a storytelling show, which is the new thing. It's so exciting. I'm writing a book. I've written 180 stories for my book. I was working with Emo Phillips, another brilliant comedian. And then there was, 30 or 40 young comedians there who we were able to do seminars for and chats and workshops. And it's exciting. What Schimmel did for me, I want to do for everybody. And I continue to do that. And I'm never bored. And it's funny, Leno, I had never met Leno. We had worked opposite networks, but we worked together the last weekend. Me, him, and Trisha Yearwood did a big corporate show. And it's all, I'm having the time of my life. It just gets better and better.
Now, what about David?
Occasionally. I mean, I get messages to him now. I used to be at the desk in every commercial break for 17 years, talking to him, either laughing or telling stories or talking about the next guest, how we can approach it or whatever. And I saw him more than my own family, and there was a family for me over there. And then after 17 years, it was like, oh my God, it's just everyone was like, oh, what do we do? What do we do? But you could see how happy he is now that he's free. And you see the pictures of him when he first had the beard and he was smiling. And
it looked like Santa Claus.
Right, exactly. And everyone was freaking out about it. But I said, no, he looks happier than he's ever looked in his life, except for when he had his son, which.
Yeah.
And that's an interesting story that you don't know. A bunch of years ago, I found out I had a son that I didn't know about.
Really?
Yeah. And it's crazy. And I told that story this weekend. And it's a beautiful story. And my son is now a comedian. He's been doing it 8 years. And people are saying, he's funnier than you. He's really great. And we're actually working together in Chicago at Zany's down in Rosemont, Illinois, in the first week of March. And it's one of the most beautiful gifts I've ever gotten in my life. It's just,
oh, that's
little
wonderful. That's great.
Yeah.
You know what? Why do they name these clubs like Zany?
Yeah, exactly.
These names.
The Chuckle
There's that
Hut.
word again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which ones do you like?
Well, you know what's strange? I love Ireland and I love Australia, and the crowds have a history of storytelling and laughter and openness, and there's no pandering. One thing I've noticed about American comedians and clubs that are different, that stood out by going to Europe, is that there's so much like, hey, give yourselves a round of applause for coming out tonight, or hey, how about those old people? How come they don't get a break? People are getting applause breaks, undeserved, but they won't put up with that in Europe. If you lie to them, if you pander to them, they'll shut off. They just want you to be funny, and they want you to be real, and they want to be part of this organism. And it's really changed my life going to Europe and working over there.
Well, there's no check stand.
Right, that's right.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay the bill for that two drink minimum.
Yeah, and there's alcohol in the beer, and
I
they're
could never
very
stop
lively.
at 2 anyway. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's why it's a minimum.
So Eddie Brill, my friend, finally shows up.
Very
Yes.
And when we did Taxi TV, who did we put on the first show?
Yes,
Eddie
I
Brill.
was very flattered by that.
You
It was
are.
very
You're great.
lovely.
You're just great. I love you.
I love you too, and I'm
happy you're
that I
here.
could
And
do
thank
it.
you for finally coming, because
Yeah.
I've been trying to Facebook him. I'm trying to guilt him into it, but that
No,
was
guilt won't work.
I know.
I've already had that childhood, and I broke free of that. But but I haven't been around on Sunday nights, and I flew back in earlier today because I really wanted to do the show and make this work.
And one other thing, Bill Shep. Now,
Bill Shep, yeah.
married to Adrian, who passed away.
It's so sad. She
And
was so lovely to me. Another comic who was incredible. Adrian to so many great comedians, and just a lovely heart. We've lost a lot of comedians. We lost Kevin Meaney last year. I interviewed him on the podcast.
That's great too.
Yeah, I mean it's sad.
How do we go to your podcast?
It's on SoundCloud or iTunes. It's called The Break with Eddie Brill. You just look it up. I'm very proud of it. I think you'll like it very, very much.
I know I will, because anything you do, I like. You do it first class.
Oh.
Okay, now before we let you go here, I want you to know that Bill Shep started on our show. We hired him. I hired him as a writer in 1985.
We used to do bits together. It was wonderful.
And
Yeah,
what
he's
he got,
the most brilliant writer.
Yeah.
well, he's a sports guy.
Yeah.
And I know so very little, because my father was a fighter. I wanted to do everything against whatever my dad wanted. But Bill came and did the show and got his union card.
Ah.
And now the funeral for his wife, for Adrian, who passed away,
Right.
is one of the funniest comedy bits you'll ever see.
I've
That's
seen
what I
it.
heard.
Great.
I was out of town. I
Yeah.
couldn't make
Oh,
it
that
for
was-
that.
It's on YouTube.
It
Yeah.
really
You
is.
see
It's
him.
Really
Yeah, and I heard
incredible.
Larry Amorose, who's one of the funniest humans, was hilarious. And no, that's good. Bill, Louis C.K. got me the job at Letterman, and then but Bill was there, and he helped me to sort of work my way in. And plus, Laurie Diamond, Dave's assistant, had gone to Emerson like I did, and so I was helped by those people, including Bill at the time. So I appreciate all the help and the work that I got in over there. And I was on stage every night at the Ed Sullivan Theater, and that's something that I cherish, till the end.
That is very cool.
Well, you command the stage.
Yeah.
No.
You
Good
just
for you.
do. Now, we have a couple of party crashers. We were supposed to have the Delphonics tonight.
Yeah,
Oh.
They were on in L.A., La La Land. And,
Right.
And remember, La 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 means I love you.
Yeah,
remember the
la
song?
la la la.
Well, the guys that they invited with them, they got the hip-hop guys here?
Yes.
They're hip-hop. Let's just bring them in.
All right. When
I
I was in high school, I was in a band called Ham and Eggs. I was Ham, and the other guys were soft-boiled and stuff. And we did a bunch of, sort of 50 songs.
Really?
He's walking in looking at his text messages.
Uh-huh.
What a generation. That's Eddie Brill. What's your name now? I don't know. Number
K to Don.
K to
Pleasure
Don.
meet you.
That's the Brooklyn way of saying it, right? KD Don.
K to
KD
Don. Yes.
And who's this other guy? Hi,
Born in
how
the
are you?
Bronx.
What's going on, man?
Ray.
I'm Joey Reynolds. I'm a Reynolds rapper.
I heard about you.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
too bad.
yeah.
I'm
How
sorry.
you doing?
So what are you guys doing? What the Delphonics are going to be here? Do you know them?
Yes, I know the Delphonics. We actually work with them. Sorry that Mr. Hart couldn't make it today, but
Yeah,
we definitely
His
came to
sister
support.
died. We should
Yeah.
mention that. They're from
Yes,
Philly.
man.
They're
So
from
we
Philadelphia.
He was
definitely
supposed to be on the
sent
show.
out the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, much love to him and his family, and we're praying for them through this time, and he's a legend, so it's just an honor to just be around something like that, and we definitely wanted to come through because he has so much respect for you and love for this situation, so we wanted to come through. And
Oh, that's great,
Sure,
you guys.
that's our love.
See, because hip hop gets a bum rap, ever since Hamilton.
Yeah.
Nobody likes that.
Yeah.
Well,
So
we're-
what is it? Rhyme without reason? Is that what it is?
No, I mean, with us, it's it's definitely something different what we bring to the game. I'm known for freestyling too, so definitely if we have any type of beats, we'd definitely love to showcase that.
Right.
But we have a pop sound to it about being versatility and and actually touching your hearts with the music. That's what it's about. Our company's Love First Entertainment.
Yeah.
So we're here to spread love, unity, and touch your heart with everything that
Well,
we do.
CB Wonder had a station in L.A. that was named like
Still
that.
does.
It was Love and what is it?
K-Day,
K-O.
I think something.
Yeah.
K-
No, the letters stood
Yeah, yeah.
for love, kindness, and
KLH?
yeah, something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Happiness and love and kindness.
Yep.
Stevie's great.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you guys, now who are you inspired by? Don't say Eddie Brill because he's sitting right here.
I'm right here. My singing.
Yeah, definitely.
Musically or anything? Like,
Yeah, anything. Who?
Oh, we got a whole lot of
Oh
influence.
man, yeah, a whole
Tony the
lot.
Tiger, of course.
Yo,
Well,
Captain
I'm a
Crunch,
big.
man.
I do radio myself, and I love like Elvis Duran, The Breakfast Club.
It's good friends, Elvis.
Yeah.
Oh, Elvis is great. He's actually very influential to everything that I do.
He's great.
Yeah, he is.
I think he's the best morning guy around. He wants to.
I would say yeah, definitely, because he can go on for hours
Yeah.
and just.
I know.
But late night, we know who got it. Joe,
late
Joe
night.
got the title
Oh.
right there.
Joey
Elvis and I have
Hansen.
diarrhea of the mouth.
Definitely.
Well, thank you guys. Where do we look for you? Because we're going to take a break here. This is a short form show.
I got you. My album Therapy by K to Don. It's on iTunes, Amazon, Spotify. You can find us at lovefirstentertainment.com. Shout out to Sony. We just got a distribution deal with them in the Orchard, so definitely expect to
that's
see
great.
a lot coming soon.
My
Definitely.
friend started the Orchard. Richie Gotterher. It's Feldman, Goldstein, and Gotterher.
Oh man, you know everybody.
Well, I'm old.
So we
Stick
definitely
around long enough, you get to know everybody.
You're not old, you're seasoned.
we
Yeah.
need you coming out to our
Remember
event.
that, okay?
We need you coming out.
I'm looking for a mortuary with a salad bar. All right, we got to take a break. We'll be
Yes.
right back.
All right, this portion of the late Joey Reynolds Show is brought to you by Plainview Chocolate Works. Imagine your corporate logo in sweet Belgian chocolate. 516-252-3855. Let them create your logo as an irresistible edible creation.
This is Sunday Night Live with the late Joey Reynolds Show.
Today, I will help save a life.
Today, I will make a positive impact on my community.
Today, I will network for a cure.
Today, I will become a go-giver.
Together, we will make a difference.
Our mission at pinktie.org is to bring the business community together to support organizations that have a direct impact on our community. Join a growing movement that will contribute $100,000 to local charities each quarter. Visit pinktie.org and join us in making a difference.
Give the gift that gives back all year long. Let Plainview Chocolate Works create a delicious, unique, and irresistible custom-branded gift made of the finest quality Belgian chocolate. Plainview Chocolate Works takes your personalized gift to a sweet new dimension. Imagine your logo, business card, or sentiments as a custom edible creation, making a lasting impression on clients, family, and friends. Specializing in one-of-a-kind 3D chocolate sculptures, customized gift baskets for any profession or occasion, dipped to perfection platters, handmade truffles, and more. Let Plainview Chocolate Works showcase your brand or marketing message in the most creative way as you offer appreciation to clients and wow potential customers. Love chocolate charity and giving back to the Long Island community? 5% of your Plainview Chocolate Works gift purchases are donated back to pinktie.org, whose efforts support charitable organizations in our local community. Call 516-252-3855 today and visit pinktie.org to learn more about how your gift purchases are making a difference. Joey.
Yeah, what's happening?
You're on, baby.
Yeah,
Burn,
whatever I'm
baby,
on, I better
burn.
get off of. Tony Bianco's here. Tony.
Right over here.
Come on, sit down. I haven't seen Tony since we had the parade in Little Italy, Christmas tree lighting. And he's got his wife with him. Sit down, Tony. Get near a microphone.
You want to sit down? There you go.
And a
right
camera,
here.
too.
Right, yes.
So Tony is most famous for being a movie star.
Well, yeah.
But this whole bunch of years, he's been playing LaGuardia. Fiorello LaGuardia. Every time you turn around, he pops up as the mayor who has morality. Now, during this time when we have a White House that doesn't have the same kind of they're not based on morality; it's based on personality, I think.
Okay.
But LaGuardia was a personality too, wasn't he, Tony?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He came in and turned everything upside down, just like Donald is doing.
Yeah.
Basically, because there was a lot of criminal carryings on here in the city, and a lot of bad things were happening, and a lot of bad people were in charge, and not so much like not like what it is now. And so he came in and turned the tables over, and got all the bad guys out of the city. And so I guess we're in the process of doing that as well.
Well, isn't that what didn't Mayor Giuliani do the same thing?
That's right. That's right. We need that turnover now and then, to put our city back in.
It takes an Italian.
Absolutely.
Every time the Italians come in, for some, I think the Italians ought to handle the banks, because if you don't pay, you break a leg.
No.
I mean, there's two guys that should run all of the banking systems. The Italians in Little Italy, we should go through that process, and probably Bernie Madoff, who made off with everybody's money.
Thank you. I was waiting.
No, Tony is a movie star. I always look at you.
Yeah,
as a movie
French
star.
Connection. My God.
Thank you, sir.
Please.
Thank you.
How many Oscars does that win?
Well, it won five Oscars, yes, and it stands up. It's 47 years ago. Who can believe such a thing? And the movie still is incredible.
It is.
They play it all the time, and
I saw it digitally remastered.
Yeah,
we did that.
Yeah.
That car chase scene is probably the best one ever in history.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then we followed it up with the 7-Ups, of course.
Yeah, I forgot that.
And after some 100 movies later, I wound up doing the something that I really care about outside of the Little Flower, the Life and Times of Mayor Fiorello LaGuardia, because that is not only just an entertainment, of course, it's an education.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm interested in as an actor and as a writer, director, producer, all that jazz. And it gives you because history is our teacher.
Right.
And if we don't learn, and we don't seem to learn from history, we keep repeating the same things over and over again. So when I do this show, it's parallel to what's going on in our country today, not only in our city, but in our country. So LaGuardia came in and fixed and turned everything over because everything was corrupt when he came in. And when he left 3 terms later, it all went back to the same situation.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That's what we're all about. That's what happens
Well,
here.
the latest thing today is that somebody stole the water to put in their from the hydrants to use in their car washing business. I mean, this is unbelievable.
That's
People,
amazing.
You know what? We spent more energy figuring out everybody. I get on the airplane and they're like 12 cripples that aren't crippled. Because they come on with the wheelchair, they know they can get on fast if they have the
and
wheelchair.
first,
They
yes.
pay the guy $20 and they get a wheelchair and they come in.
Yeah.
Because we spend more time figuring out how to get around things than we are to actually do the work.
That's right.
And this is a society now of how do I get around it? Coupons and discount. Do you know Target has a thing called the cartwheel? I don't know if you know this or not. You bring your phone in there and then you go up to you get the barcode on your phone. And then you get the discount that way, and you go on the cartwheel on the way out. Why don't I saved $6? I bought $4,000 worth of groceries, and I'm thinking, why didn't I just pay that damn $6? What am I spending a half hour doing their filing?
Yeah.
Well,
exactly.
this is the bureaucracy that you talk about when you do your LaGuardia thing.
Yeah, Joey, what I was going to say is all the movies that I've done, all the plays that I've done, and I've been in the business almost more than 60-something years now. And the thing that I'm most proud of is, of course, taking care of our veterans.
Yeah.
And we should be truly, truly ashamed of ourselves as American citizens and what we do, what we don't do for them. And I recorded a 5-minute video of a poem that's called Just a Common Soldier. And it has received 2 Emmys, and it has reached so far 20,200,000 people. And I was told just the other day that those views translates into billions because the average person has about 300 people on their list.
Right.
And what they do, and we get more shares than we do likes.
Can you give us
which
a
is-
couple of seconds of that?
Well, I
Because
can give you more than a couple of seconds.
Well, we don't have a
I
couple
hope-
of seconds, but
Okay.
we have a handful.
Yeah. Well, let me just tell you this poem, Just a Common Soldier, is engraved at West Point, and it was something that's truly, truly heartfelt.
I've been there, you know. I've been there.
At
And,
West Point?
with Jack Wayman, and yeah, we'd go there
Yeah,
often, you know.
sure.
And
Yeah.
Jack is a triple Purple Heart guy, so
Yeah.
you know he died 2 years ago.
Well, let me
95.
just say
Go
that
ahead, do this thing.
if this you know, if we run out of time, which we probably will, go to justacommonsoldier.com and view this poem, because it really is something that I care about tremendously. And when you see it, you will too. He was getting old and paunchy, and his hair was falling fast. And he sat around the Legion, you know, telling stories of the past, of a war that he had fought in and the deeds that he had done, and his exploits with his buddies. They were heroes, every one. And though, you know, sometimes to his neighbors his tales became a joke, all his Legion buddies listened, for they knew whereof he spoke. But we'll hear his tales no longer, for old Bill has passed away, and the world's a little poorer, for a soldier died today.
Oh, that's great.
There's more, but
Is
I
there
know you're
anything
running out
about-
of time.
We got a taste of it now. Is it Fisher House? Is that who?
No,
behind this
they're,
thing, or
no, they're very
the Warriors.
No, Wounded Warriors. No. This is just a poem that we put out. My producer and I, we put this out. We won 2 Emmys for it, and it is it is something that is anybody who has a relative who's fought in the war will enjoy this poem. Go to justacommonsoldier.com on YouTube, and it's free. You know, I did it for free. I'm not making any money on this. It's just from my heart. Great. So that's what we have to do, all of us. You know,
You're
give
great. You're
to
great, Tony. You're always,
just give to the people. That's
you know, you came out in the snowstorm when in Little Italy for marching in the parade. I mean, every year you do everything. Yeah, I mean, I've seen you at the Opera House. You know.
Well, thank you. We try to be everywhere and help charities, help the good people of our country, and try to support, you know, politicians that are doing the right thing, are on the right track, giving people a chance to prove themselves. And that's what I think we're lacking right now in this country.
Tony Bianco, and a beautiful wife.
Yes, she is, isn't she?
Gorgeous. But you're a handsome guy.
Why, thank you. And she's even better as a person than she is good looking.
Well, you guys got the whole package. You're wonderful. I love you, Tony.
We're putting out a cookbook called The Angel and the Devil.
Wow. Like that.
And you can figure who's who.
Well, you guys are great. Thank you, Tony.
Thank you,
Thanks for
Joey.
being
What
here.
a pleasure. Always. God bless you.
We'll be right back. Joey Reynolds Show.
And the new judge on the TV's Hot Bench, Michael Corriero, is coming up. And Joey Reynolds Show brought to you by Vape.com. It's V8PE.com. V8PE.com. Best vaporizers, sweetest juices, and more.
This is Sunday Night Live with the late Joey Reynolds Show.
Be a part of the high-paying, fast-paced real estate industry. Leap EDU makes it easier than ever. Announcing the new Leap EDU New York Real Estate License Pass and Pay program. Now it's easier than ever to become a New York real estate professional. Enroll today in the new Leap EDU exclusive Pass and Pay program. There is no money up front, no money at the end of the training. In fact, you owe nothing until you pass the real estate exam. There's no catch, no hidden fine print. just huge opportunity. Be a part of the high-dollar New York real estate elite. Leap EDU offers the full 75 hours of training at no upfront cost to you. Don't let this offer pass you by. Get all the details, including class start dates and times at leapedu.com. That's leapedu.com or call 844-303-5327. Classes fill up quickly, so go now to leapedu.com. That's leapedu.com. Extended through February, the8pe.com, the nation's leading website for vaping and cloud chasers everywhere, is proud to offer a brand new Eye Care and Liquid Clarity Welcome to Vaping package. Everything you need: a black Eye Care starter kit by eLeaf and a bottle of the best tasting juice available, Liquid Clarity, a $40 value, all just $29. But that's not all. If you go right now to the8pe.com and enter promo code ICARE, that's the letter I, care, at checkout, the shipping is free too. That's the8pe.com. Everything vaping, including an iCare Liquid Clarity Starter Kit for just $29 with free shipping when you use promo code ICARE. Supplies are limited. Help a loved one to quit smoking. Go to v8pe.com. Use promo code ICARE and get your $40 starter kit for just $29. v8pe.com.
Don't you guys know how to spell? It's V8PE.com.
Cloud Chasers, have you tried Liquid Clarity? Any one of their 5 original flavors? Liquid Clarity's unique flavors include chocolate, fruit flavors, and menthol too. They all will excite your taste for richness, and they're just as packed with technology. Every Liquid Clarity Premium e-liquid undergoes rigorous testing in their own CGMP facility to ensure the safest possible formulations. Liquid Clarity will leave you with great taste, but never the dreaded vape tongue. Live the vape clean lifestyle with Liquid Clarity's premium e-liquids. See the full line of Liquid Clarity at v8pe.com. That's v8pe.com. Here in the month of February, v8pe.com has the full line of Liquid Clarity on sale. Just $19.99 for the full-bodied rich flavor on Liquid Clarity offers. Get yours today at v8pe.com. That's Liquid Clarity Vaping e-liquid at v8pe.com.
Are you vaping yet?
Yes.
Yeah, or is that just steam
Coming out of my ears?
I know. You're unbelievable. You know, we have, since we have all these Italians, you know, and even Baby John's going to come here. He's got the cannolis with him. Michael Corriero is here, the judge. You know, you got to have a judge right after the Italians. The Italians know the judges.
True.
We know who they are.
He's on hot bench. He's the new guy.
Yeah, and we've had, we had Pat Domingo.
We had
he was
her
on with us.
a couple of weeks
Michael, are you there, Mike? Hello. We got him on the Skype, I guess.
Yeah.
Michael, are you there? Yeah? Hello. Can you hear me? He
Hello?
can't. Hey, Michael, how are you?
I'm fine, Joey. Yeah. Wonderful to speak to you.
Yeah, you're on a wire. You know, this is very Italian.
Yes, that's not an inside joke for the Italians. No, I understand that.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm one of my favorite places is Little Italy in New York, and I could live there, but I can't afford it now. The Chinese own it. But you know, we call it what is it? Wait, there's a thing. There's a Chinese Italian restaurant called Fungu.
Oh,
you know,
careful.
I will.
You know, Joey, I'm really very pleased to be on with you tonight. I happened to catch your interview with my colleague Judge Domingo.
Oh yeah, Pat's great.
And you mentioned something that really just exploded in my mind. That you knew my childhood buddy Cha-Cha.
Oh yeah.
And you know, Cha-Cha and I grew up together.
No, he never grew up, so that's a lie.
He was a wonderful guy, and I enjoyed our friendship. It was a lifelong friendship. You know, we were friends almost since birth. Some people say we were accomplices, but our friendship lasted for a long time. He's a wonderful man.
You know, he was on the show with me regularly after the Wise Guys thing ended on XM Sirius when they went broke. They didn't want to pay him anymore. So now, Warren Buffett put $1 million worth of stock in my show here. So the hell with him.
That's wonderful.
I got Baby John here, who is good friends with Cha-Cha also. And Baby John was on the air with Cha-Cha and me the last time. John, say hello. Good to hear,
Baby John there with you now?
I'm sitting right next to Joey.
Well, Baby John, you know that Roseanne is my cousin.
Yes, I do.
Yes, so it feels like old home week.
Yes. We've been watching on TV lately.
Yeah, I watched the show. It's on in Florida at 9 o'clock in the morning. It follows on CBS station. Yeah. It's syndicated. So
it's
in
in New York at 9
a.m.
too.
Different places. Yeah. And I wake up pretty early, and then I watch that thing following Charlie Rose. I watch him sometimes.
Yes, right.
And Mr. Roper, that's Gail King. And I watch those guys in the morning, and then I get the judge thing. So I watch you. I see you all the time.
Well, that's very, very great of you. Good of you. I'm really pleased to be a part of it. Judge DeMango and I go back a long time. She was a young prosecutor. She appeared in my court. I know her family well, so I'm really happy to be with her. Judge Judy and I go back even further when we were young lawyers and we were adversaries in a particular case. And after that experience, we really respected each other. And she reached out to me last July, and this thing kind of turned everything around for me. And here I am driving down Sunset Boulevard, pinching my cheek, hearing Frank Sinatra on the radio, and said, "What am I doing here?"
Wow, that's great.
So I'm the new kid on the block.
Well, you know what? The show is hot, and it's also hot judges, all three of them.
Hot bench.
And the hot bench. And, you got, and it's owned by Judge Judy, I think, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Judge Judy kind of created the show and put it together, and the format is what I think really makes it great, is that the audience gets to see us actually deliberate and discuss the cases, and hopefully we can disagree without being disagreeable with each other and arrive at fair decisions.
Well, I was going to try to put a show together with me and I thought for some reason that Ruth would be good with me.
Well,
remember?
Yeah.
Remember her?
Yeah.
She came into the show with me.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Do you know her, Dr. Ruth? Have you ever heard of her?
She's about this tall.
I've certainly heard of her, and I've certainly seen some of her shows. So,
Well, she was sexually interested in me. She tried to go up on me.
Oh, I got to leave.
It was a bad week. So I'm happy to have you on the air, and we want to watch your hot bench, Michael. And when you come to New York, you got to be in the studio because the Skype
I have
is.
to come to New York because for two reasons. You gave Patty, Judge DeMango, some of your cheesecake, right? And I certainly want some of Baby John's cannoli.
Oh, he's the best. He's the best. All right, Michael. Thank you, and we'll watch you on Hot Bench. Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It's great.
We can see him on Channel 2 in New York from 9 till 10.
What about L.A.?
And in L.A. from 2 to 3 in the afternoon weekdays, all right?
Or you can listen to it in your car.
Right. And if you're outside of, wherever those two places are, the program airs nationally in syndication. Check your local listing.
Well, you're such a good announcer.
I know. I should do that for a living.
Yourself on a real show.
We have to take a break real quick.
Oh, we do, and then we'll come back with Baby John.
All right.
Take care.
The Late Joey Reynolds Show brought to you by Leap EDU. Leap EDU is where real estate professionals and those who wish to be real estate professionals.
This is Sunday Night Live with The Late Joey Reynolds Show.
Are you in debt? Can't make your monthly bills? Are you making your payments but the balances aren't going down? Bankruptcy might be right for you. Don't be fooled by debt consolidation. The process is expensive and can take as long as 5 years. Debt consolidation is a business. Bankruptcy is the law. Go now to nybankruptcy.com. Schedule a free consultation with a duly licensed attorney. Don't put your financial life on freeze for 5 years. Start rebuilding your credit in as little as 90 days. Debt settlement? Most people can't settle their debt because they don't have the money. Bankruptcy is your fresh start. Go now to nybankruptcy.com to schedule your free consultation. Your financial life will be reviewed by a duly licensed New York attorney. Each case must be reviewed, and there are rules that apply. Not all debt is dischargeable. Not all people will qualify. Bankruptcy is not the end. Bankruptcy is the beginning. Visit nybankruptcy.com today.
Bankruptcy is my favorite thing next to divorce.
Social media is the marketing sensation. Every day there are over 1 billion likes and tweets around the world. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and others have taken over as the #1 form of communication. Take advantage of this phenomenon. Talk with tideinmedia.com about building a vital social marketing strategy. Go to tideinmedia.com. That's tideinmedia.com. They'll help you guide your business through social media, web development, and marketing. Building your brand and taking your business to the next level is what tideinmedia.com does. Many Tied In Media's clients have been featured on Fox News, People Magazine, MTV, and other top-tier networks. The most successful businesses are leveraging the internet. Follow in the footsteps of the late Joey Reynolds Show. Visit tideinmedia.com. That's tideinmedia.com. Call Tied In Media today, 844-373-8433, 844-373-8433, and tell them the late Joey Reynolds Show sent you.
Tied In Media. What used to be pink tie is now tied in, so that men who wear ties and women wear pink. So it's pink tied in.
Extended through February, the8pe.com, the nation's leading website for vaping and cloud chasers everywhere, is proud to offer a brand new Eye Care and Liquid Clarity Welcome to Vaping package. Everything you need: a black Eye Care starter kit by eLeaf and a bottle of the best tasting juice available, Liquid Clarity, a $40 value, all just $29. But that's not all. If you go right now to the8pe.com and enter promo code ICARE, that's the letter I, care, at checkout, the shipping is free too. That's the8pe.com. Everything vaping, including an iCare Liquid Clarity Starter Kit for just $29 with free shipping when you use promo code ICARE. Supplies are limited. Help a loved one to quit smoking. Go to v8pe.com. Use promo code ICARE and get your $40 starter kit for just $29. v8pe.com.
You're the consummate program director.
I
Sitting
am.
there directing traffic. Jeff Gurian is here today.
I know.
Now, Jeff is one of my good friends, and he and I shared Wayne Dyer together. Well, you know, Wayne and I were very close. Wayne passed away 2 years ago now, and he had leukemia.
Right.
But he healed and wonderfully so in Maui. You know, I would do the show from Hawaii with him.
I remember.
And Jay, you weren't with me at the time because we had a little rest period on WOR for 15 years. But you know, I was going to Maui, and he was Jay. Wayne was always on the show, and Jeff met him. Remember?
It was a very special moment.
Yeah.
Do I remember? I'll never forget it.
Yeah.
And it was thanks to you that you brought us together. It was an incredible thing. Also with Marianne Williamson.
Yeah.
When you were on, you were kind enough to bring me on with her as well.
The
And we
Course
had
in
great
Miracles. She had the
conversation.
Course in Miracles.
Course in Miracles. But she was also launching a new book, as was Wayne
Yeah.
at the time. And we talked about healing and energy and all the things that are a big part of my life.
And Jeff Gurian was a dentist. And also, he was he used to write for was it Globe or Weekly World?
The Weekly World News.
Yeah, you know the thing that you get on the way out of the supermarket.
An alien comes out of your.
Oh my God! No, the thing that I loved was the guy with the wooden pants.
It's in it. George Washington wore wooden pants.
Yeah.
A lot of people think he had wooden teeth, but you know the truth.
Yeah.
Wooden pants. They're in the Smithsonian Institute.
Oh, he was a member of a splinter group.
And that famous picture of him crossing the Delaware, that's why he was standing up in the boat. You can't sit down in wooden pants.
Oh, man.
That's when he chopped down the cherry tree. It was to get softer wood for his pants. He had been wearing mahogany pants all those years. You know the splinters you get from that? It's crazy.
Yeah, and I remember when Monica Lewinsky was a woodpecker. But anyway, listen to this.
Wow. Night, folks.
And Richard Skipper is here. Hi,
I'm
Richard. How are you?
How long were you with the World Weekly News?
Oh, about a year or so. I had my own column called Gurian's World of the Bizarre. They said my stories were so strange I had to have my own column. They didn't even know where to put
My
them.
favorite headline was "Woman gives birth to Siamese twins, both born pregnant."
And I can't claim that one.
How about the Bat Cave? Remember the Cave Boy?
Bat Boy.
Bat Boy.
But that's what led to my
Bat
book,
Boy.
Man Robs Bank with His Chin. and other unusual stories missed by mainstream media.
Right.
Because I'm fascinated by those stories. You never hear about them.
No, and that's not fake news either.
It's not fake news. You
And
know.
Jeff also is a big fan of comics, and having written about comics, you know, all the comedians. Like Eddie Brill was here a little earlier.
Eddie's in my book, in my other new book, Laughing Legends.
Why are you writing
Eddie Brill.
books? Nobody reads books
I know,
anymore. What the hell are you doing?
I know, and the crazy thing is, 2 publishers came to me at the same time and put out 2 books at the same time. It's an embarrassment of riches, basically. It's hard enough to get 1 book done, and now I have to promote 2 books.
Yeah. Well, I got a garage full of mine. You want one? And Baby John's got the cannolis here. You met him, right?
I had one of his cannolis. They're amazing.
John, let's mention here Michael Corriero, who is on the air. You're related to him,
Yes,
too.
he's my nephew's cousin.
Yeah, so you don't do time.
No.
You know, when I was on WOR, I was on midnight till 5, and they wanted to give me 2 to 5, but other people did too.
How many times did I do that show? Wow.
Now, you know, we
That
have a
was
president that's supposed to be friends with the Russians, and I am friends with the Russians. I did my show from Russia, from the KGB headquarters for one time.
Really?
And yeah, I mean, and I was a Putin guy for a while, you know, this is years ago. And Oleg Frish has had me on his Russian TV show, and Oleg is here. Hi, Oleg.
Yes,
How are you?
Yes.
How you doing, boss?
Isn't it right? And he's the Yakim Smirnov of the vodka world this year. But Oleg is a singer. He's a performer, as Richard Skipper is. Richard does a great act of music.
I'm his fan, by the way.
I'm saying, get near Mike.
He's the one.
What?
I'm his fan.
You're his fan. No, you're a lot of fans, Richard. Come on. So I know when you had the Mac Awards, you were very popular. I mean,
Well, thank you.
Everybody loves you.
I just saw him perform the other night at Bernie Fershpan's birthday party at the Metropolitan Room. He killed it. He was the closing act, and he was amazing.
You mean Richard?
Me.
Richard was, yes.
Yeah, well,
Richard.
he's been doing this for years. Come on, you better get that kind of accolade. Jeez, are you still doing Carol Channing?
No. I got too old.
No, she got too forgotten.
No, I got too old to do it.
Yeah?
No, Carol's doing fine. She just turned 96 last week.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
But nobody remembers us. You know, any of us guys who were famous for something, you got to reinvent yourself all the time.
I'm constantly reinventing myself.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing here. That's why I'm here tonight.
And what are you doing now?
I do a show called Richard Skipper Celebrates. I do it once a month, produced by Russ Woolley, Scott Barbarino, who is here in the studio. Is,
The Bevnap guy.
Yeah, the Bevnap guy.
Yeah.
That's how far back. Oh, I remember when he was a Bevnap.
That's beverage napkins.
Right.
You know,
Right.
just for those.
But
who
I
are
do
in
a
the-
show called Richard Skipper Celebrates, and the goal of each show is it's a talk variety show to celebrate each and every person because we need to celebrate each other these days.
Yeah, we do, and we have to stick together, all of us. That's why we're all on the air here tonight. Because you know, they don't want personalities anymore. They want to have these. I don't know what they want to have. I really don't.
YouTube sensations.
I love what we're doing right now because this is a conversation. It's like going to a party without drinks, unfortunately, and we're having a good time with each other because we're all very, very well established. You know, everyone here has had some success,
And we've all had cannolis.
This is true. The best cannolis in Little Italy.
That's right.
What's it called, John?
Cafe Palermo.
Oh, see, that's in Sicily for those who
The
want to know
cannoli
where.
king.
Capital of Sicily.
Yeah.
Cannoli king, trademark.
Now, Oleg, what are we doing with you now? You're singing standard songs.
I am performing at the Metropolitan Room. I am trying to compete with the Oscars.
Oh yeah.
Next Sunday. Yes.
So am I.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Me and Jimmy Kimmel. Wow.
And myself.
But you do a show for Russian-speaking people who come from Russia and live in the United States.
No. I sing in different languages.
Different
It's
languages,
a kind
yeah.
of mix of swinging jokes. I introduce people who were on my TV shows
Right.
and radio shows.
Well, that's what I
and,
was talking about.
That's great.
Which
yeah,
I've
yeah,
been
I
on.
love it.
Yeah.
And actually, I recorded a CD. You just got it. Duets with those people who are sadly not perform anymore. But some of them.
Right.
Like Connie Francis.
Right.
We
And
made
little
duets
Peggy
with
March.
Peggy March.
Yeah.
yes.
And you
Bobby
missed one of
Rydell,
those
too.
songs.
Lenny
Great.
Kazan, Bobby Rydell. Great people.
You missed one of the ones that they really screwed with now, which is "You Don't Own Me." Leslie Gore.
Leslie Gore
Now
passed
that
away.
Leslie
That
Gore
was a great
song, "You
song.
Don't Own Me,"
Yeah,
you know they do that. Well, you should get off that system. We can hear you on the air. You know this Leslie Gore thing is a great song, and they're using it for Toyota. And I don't know why they have a commercial about how you can run away from your boyfriend or your girlfriend, so you should buy this car. What the hell does that have to
You
do with
don't
it?
own me,
What
I
it really,
know.
"You Don't Own Me" ought to be about leasing the car.
Yeah, right.
Because you don't really own anything in this country.
Exactly.
Another
What
meaning.
ridiculous. So what do you think about Russia now? Are we friends?
I just came back from Russia. I performed for the full house, sold out audience. People go to the concerts, they go to circus, so they go to opera houses. Well, Moscow is not Russia. Moscow is Moscow. It's a separate, like.
What
New
are you,
York
what are
is
you
not the
thinking
US.
of Putin and Trump? You got any thoughts on that?
It's a very complicated question.
Boy, did you dodge that bullet?
Yeah, really. Good answer.
I have to compliment you on the accent. It sounds really good.
Yeah,
it's
good
very, it's
job
very,
of it.
very realistic.
I
very
took
authentic.
action reduction classes, by the way.
Yeah.
I paid a lot.
Television in Russia, where it watches you.
Right.
That's true. Oleg Frish, thank you so much. Don't forget to get duets with my American Idiots. I mean,
Idols.
And you'll see him at the what room is that again?
Metropolitan Room next Sunday,
And
7
Richard
p.m.
Skipper, where are you going to be?
I'm going to be at the Laurie Beachman on March 12th celebrating Liza Minnelli's birthday.
And you, Jeff Gurian?
I'm performing all over town. I don't even remember my schedule.
Yeah,
but
but
at
you're
most
doing,
comedy
you're doing
clubs,
lascivious
but
acts, so
you
we
can
don't
check-
want to hear that.
You have to
And
check-
Baby
check
John,
on my job.
Baby
I'll
John,
be at Cafe
at Cafe Palermo.
I'll be at Cafe for the rest of my life.
And I want a chocolate.
Okay.
From the NJDiet.com studio.